The following program is a U-Record Studios production.
CQE on and coordinates Mike, Oscar, Whiskey, Papa.
Marked Out Wrestling Podcast presents Brody Rob.
The worker, not so much. As a guy on the mic, 100%. To put the cherry on top, then he does the backstage attack on Cass and gets the best. He'll get 1 or 2 strikes and get beat the fuck down, but he just gave his whole go get him Rudy story. That'll give some good heat to the crowd. To keep getting up Enzo, the platform.
Steve, awesome.
I will call out those who think like Lesnar beating Undertaker at WrestleMania was shocking. Who never experienced Ivan Koloff beating champion Bruno Sammartino in Madison Square Garden in 1971.
Maybe Medina.
If this match goes more than 6 minutes, then give it to Joe. But if it goes more than 10 minutes, give it to Proctor.
Really?
Why is your crystal ball not on?
Oh shit, I didn't pay the electric bill.
Golda.
For me, it had to be Miz versus Heath Slater. I thought that was a real quality match considering Slater's barely on TV anymore.
Yeah, big ups to Slater for getting some TV time and a legit match for a title.
WWE Great Balls of Fire reaction.
Hey, so I'm somewhere between disappointed and amused. That's my mindset right now. Somewhere between disappointed and amused. Welcome to Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. We're gonna do our Great Balls of Fire reaction show for you guys this evening. Let me introduce my panel to you before we get into all the fun and whatever you want to call it. On the panel tonight, we got maybe Medine and Steve Awesome.
What's happening, everyone?
We got the Smartdown crew of Adam and the B-Ride, the big heavy himself, Brian.
Great balls of fire.
Hello there. Oh, I'm not even on.
You're not on there?
I'm not even on. Oh, there we are.
Hey,
Hey,
you
hi.
don't need to be
Hey,
on.
I don't need to be on.
Brian's
Thank
here.
you.
What are you going to say
Brian?
worthwhile?
I am.
All right. And of course, we got the gold standard himself, Mr. Golda, on there. And if you didn't know, on the phone line, we have Bob from Memphis. What's going on, Bob? Bob, are you there?
Yes, the music's playing, so I can barely hear you.
Oh, I apologize. Let me correct that
We're jamming
issue
out.
for you. Yeah, we're jamming out right here, Bob. We're just
No,
doing
I know
our
what you're
thing.
saying.
Yeah. Okay. So here, can you hear me
He's
now,
always
Bob?
got a bitch.
Right?
Yeah. Can you hear me now, Bob? Bob?
I'm not complaining. I'm pointing out I'm unable to understand completely what people are saying because you have loud music playing.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. So there's Bob's introduction. Nice to have you on the show, Bob. So Great Balls of Fire, man. So we're going to jump into it in just a minute and go over all the stuff. I'm not really in a hurry to. So we're gonna do
You want to let it sink in?
we're gonna let it sink in for a moment, right? Before we do anything. So let's take care of some housekeeping.
Housekeeping! Housekeeping!
Come back later, please.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes and weekly schedule. Monday nights at 11:30 p.m. Join us for Monday Night Rawsome. Tuesday nights at 10:15 p.m. Smarkdown. The weekly Takedown. Thursdays at 5 p.m. where Brian, Golda, and Rhodey will react and review to the NXT broadcast on the WWE Network. Showtimes are for live YouTube broadcasts. All podcast versions will be available the next day on various podcast providers. Upcoming WWE pay-per-view specials and marked out shorts like Rhodey's Rant, Smarts vs. Marks, the Power Slam Dance Show, and Indie McIndieface will be announced as they are scheduled. Feel free to join us on our exclusive Bubba Radio Army Network show, The Weekly Squash. Visit BubbaRadioArmy.com for listings. Keep the conversation going on Twitter using the handle @SmartMarkShow. You can call our fan line 704-444-0084 or send us an email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Visit markedoutwrestling.com for all other social media networks. Get connected. Get connected. Get connected.
Get connected.
Go away.
Oh my God!
I said no! Okay, I clean? No, get out of here! I stick finger in your mouth? Housekeeping?
All right, boys and girls, here we go. So let's do the we're not going to do much on the dirt sheets, right?
We're just going to do the big one?
We're going to do the one big dirt sheet thing. That's all we're going to do.
What's the big one?
The big one would be...
We're not talking about you, Heavy. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Would be Austin Aries
Yeah.
being released from the WWE. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to talk about that for a moment, and we're going to jump into the state of the universe as far as Great Balls of Fire is concerned. So who wants to I want to hear Bob's perspective on this first. What do we know what happened?
Because you heard all of ours off air.
Right. Do we know well, first off, before I get to Bob, do we know exactly what happened? Did he ask for the release, or was he simply he did ask for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And why do we think this is? Bob, I'll let you take this one off.
The reports that everybody's saying are that sorry, my pregnant wife is trying to lift heavy shit. Sorry. Okay, so
because you can't get your arms around it.
Dude, she's just she doesn't know how to fucking go half speed. What we're hearing about Austin Aries, or what I've been reading, is he asked for his release because he didn't like his position of being a cruiserweight. This is not surprising that Austin Aries had a problem with how he was being used. So yeah, that's what we're hearing. If you're wanting an opinion beyond that, I can give it. But
I thought it may be the bananas thing. I didn't know
the bananas thing.
I thought possibly because if Tozawa won tonight and they didn't put Aries over before him, that might have been why.
I don't think somebody like Aries really cares about wins, losses, or title belts.
No.
It's more what his position is, right?
But
yeah,
exposure.
He's definitely a political guy, and he's in the past. I mean, it seems that he's always clashed with someone, and I mean,
right.
Even when he signed to WWE, I was surprised just because of that reason. I mean,
is this going to be the first pseudo WWE talent to go to the New Japan US brand?
Would it work there?
Yeah, I think he would go to Ring of Honor or GFW before he goes to New Japan.
Yeah, even back to Impact, where he did very well, and they love him there.
Well, I know, but I'm saying those are places he's all been to. Maybe the New Japan U.S. expansion would be a great launching point. Maybe they'll give him a lot of money.
Oh, Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
Ooh.
I could see him easily going back to GFW and getting a massive pop on his return. He's kind of an ego freak. Like it's all about his position and his reception. And if you're not putting him in a position to be well received by the fans, be it as a heel or as a face, but as long as it's a massive reception, he doesn't like it. He cannot be a mid-carder in his own mind.
But at some point, I mean, you just kind of have to. I mean, he's been in the business for how long? I mean, he should know that whatever role that you're given, I mean, work with that and then just try to expand it. And I mean, obviously, he has the pedigree for it, so it's just very confusing that he would just, if it really wasn't his fault. That would actually that would shock me if it had nothing to do with him, to be honest.
I can understand why somebody of his stature and career longevity would be like, I don't want to be in this 205 live beginner zone.
He's not young,
but I mean,
he's like 37,
just
right?
Do it, and then just whatever. I mean, do it, and then fucking make it better.
But his ego, he doesn't want just the paycheck, is what it probably clearly is.
Get over it.
He wants the fame that goes with it.
Okay. So there you go. There's enough of that. Real quick, the board. We didn't introduce them yet. Noah on the board
extended family.
Our extended family, yes, on the board. Noah is ranting and raving about how much he loved the pay-per-view. We'll bash him
said it a number of times.
Thomas Strubal's on the board. Daniel Price, Christopher Stykeleather. We got Perfect 11. And if I missed your name, it's because I don't see it currently. But we'll get up with you guys. So
if you make a good
Struble
point.
and Price, play nice.
Oh,
okay?
Joker. What's up, Joker?
Joker.
So, yeah, we'll do our best to get everybody involved. But
Upload disappeared. Joker returned.
There you go. So we got a lot to cover tonight, and I've got a lot of mice in front of me. A lot of mice in front of me. So it's
Mises.
A lot of Mises. I don't know if I have my. Here we go. All right. Our State of the Universe, as we normally do. We're going to change it up first. We're going to go on a table, and I want first impressions, a quick first impression of the aftermath, post-reaction to the pay-per-view with your overall grade. And then, guys, when we get into the match grade, so we don't take up so much time per match, I want to try something new. It's going to be I give the match, and then 1, 2, 3, we all give our grades at the same time and see who stands out, and then we can go into discussion like that, okay? So it's going to be a gaggle of fucking grades at once, and we'll just try to recognize
a gaggle of geeses.
Yes, a gaggle of geeses. So we'll start with Bob. Bob, your overall impressions of your post-show first impression and your grade.
Post-show, it is disappointment, and the grade I'm giving it is a C.
A C? Disappointment. That's a good, easy one. We'll get the match by match in a minute. Let's go, Adam. What's yours?
Mine is a B-. I want to just say, there were 4 solid matches I felt, and I don't want even the ending to kind of drag the grade too low. So I gave it a B minus.
A B minus. That's I think that's very generous of you.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to let my reaction and emotion get involved.
Okay, Brian.
I give it a C, maybe bordering on a D. But
wow,
I mean, when you go into it having low expectations, that's kind of what happens.
And it still got that low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldie.
For me, I did not like the pay-per-view much at all. They could have saved it at the end, but I'm gonna give it like my heavy said. I mean, it's C minus. Like it's almost a D. Like I wanted to go home almost.
Okay. Yeah, you actually said when we got done, I don't think we should even review this pay-per-view.
No, it was horrible.
I suggested we cover an old Starrcade.
That's a good
That'd
idea.
be more fun. Much like you guys, I'm going to just bump it up just a little bit and give it a C even. I was bewildered after the outcome.
Maybe my grade is better because my expectations were so low.
No one gave it a fucking A. A fucking A. What was he watching?
Well,
he was in
trivia
Texas.
right either. So.
I don't care. What was he watching?
Maybe his internet was fucked.
I don't know. Let's go. Medine, what you got for this?
Grade wise, I'm going with D plus, I guess, at the best.
You keep moving your
and
head.
reaction was, I guess, just disappointed as well.
Disappointed?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody gave their rate, so I'll give mine.
Everybody took a dump.
My D's for disappointment.
Yeah, I'm going to go C minus, borderline D here. There were moments, right?
Sure.
But I think overall, moving forward, I'm not excited, and a lot of the outcomes tonight were just they were just lazy, I think.
Well, that's the way it's been written lately, is lazy.
Especially the ending to the ambulance match, I felt was lazy.
Our extended family here, they've got Austin Goldman's got a B. Stephen Lopez has B minus. Shipman's on the board. He says B minus.
By the way, Austin Goldman made me and Rob chuckle posting in the middle of the match. When we saw his post on Facebook.
I did not see it.
Yeah, I showed it to you on my phone, and we both laughed.
That wasn't me.
That was totally
It
you.
wasn't
You were sitting
me.
on the couch with me.
I totally didn't. Did not see anything.
Anyway, good post, Austin.
Okay, thank you for
And
that.
Struble and
I'm trying to
Price,
give the guy a shout out.
You guys play nice.
He sounds Jewish, Goldman.
All right, Perfect 11. I'll give it a B plus. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. The finishes weren't my favorite, but the matches were good, and there was a lot of drama.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
That's a good point. There was some drama.
That's why I got a B minus.
The matches really weren't all that terrible.
No, they weren't. That's why my grade. I think you guys are all sour from the main event. You're just so, like, emotionally like that. It was a big fuck you to all of us. Let's face it.
Well,
but I think that caused all your grades to drop.
No, there was nothing special about any match. I don't know what everyone was watching.
You know, sadly to
positive
say,
grade.
what do you mean nothing special? The women's match, I thought, especially the aftermath, was an incredible match.
Really?
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I liked the hooker crook aspects of Cesaro and the Hardys, and I thought they had a lot of good.
That was
all
probably
the
best
heels
match
won except for Heath Slater.
Well,
Sasha won by count.
we didn't even see that
Okay,
one.
I know,
Steve.
right?
All right, so let's start. First off, we got my maybes here that I thought could happen. I had either appearance, match, or nothing for Finn Elias, Goldust, and R-Truth, and for both of those, absolutely nothing. So
There was a Finn chant during the Heath Slater match. We want Balor.
That doesn't count.
I know.
That
I'm
doesn't.
saying.
Shut up. So we're going to go in the order I have on the production sheet, guys, not the order the matches went themselves. So we're going to start with the pre-show Neville and Akira Tozawa, the Cruiserweight title match here, which, again, I don't know why they keep putting the title matches in the pre-show when there was other matches that were deserving. But just
Kevin Dunn.
All right, 1, 2, 3. On the count of 3, just throw them out there. I want to hear your grades here. 1, 2, 3.
C. Didn't see.
All right.
Hey.
All right. So how many C's do we have in that? We had
The
3
majority
C's.
rules, yeah.
Okay, Bob had an A. You're the oddball here.
No, Bob
It
said
was-
C. I thought.
Honestly, it was they put the match of the night on the pre-show. Those two guys fucking tore it down. It was a good match.
You don't.
It was good use of a manager. It was.
What? He just sat there and
fast-paced. It was
cheered.
fun to watch.
They took a commercial break.
Wait.
in it.
No. No. First off, Titus, good use of a manager. He sat there and cheered. Get up, dog. Get up. Come on, stand up. That's all he did. He didn't interact in the match at all, except for
So if
motivation.
you're going to argue with my opinion, that's
No,
cool.
I'm not arguing.
telling
I'm
you
having
that's what my opinion is.
I'm having a conversation with you. I'm challenging your point as we do on this show.
I'm telling
Oil
you,
and water.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I thought it was match of the night.
Fine. Well, this is a point in time where we're allowed to disagree with each other and give our points why, Bob. This is what we do on an analytical radio show.
I fear when we analyze Roman.
I'm just giving an alternative point to his. I don't think Titus did a good job. I think he was just
I
a
absolutely agree
motivational
with you.
fucking speaker.
I think Titus is actually becoming a really effective. Look, I'm surprised I'm saying this.
Worldwide.
I'm not excited to say like Titus is doing something good. I don't think he's that great of a guy, but I think as a manager, I think he's becoming a nice little surprise.
Hey, Rob, remember that push he got in 2015?
Yeah, right.
Oh no, not that.
No, look,
again.
no, I agree. The gimmick they're giving him right now is a decent gimmick for him.
Sure.
But in this specific situation, to say great manager work when all he did was give motivational, get up, dog, get up.
Right.
He didn't pull a leg on a rope.
needs
He
a
didn't
bigger
do
stable.
anything. Like, you want to talk about
Yeah.
good manager job, Maurice did a great job tonight.
Well,
like,
sure.
Not Titus.
Right.
Yeah, and then I don't know, to give an A to a match where the finisher was a nut shot to the ropes and then a gut kick. I mean, come on, man.
I think it was my opinion is it was the match of the night. Feel free to disagree with it, but I'm not going to change that.
Well,
opinion.
I don't know how in other does anybody here speak another language? You can explain to Bob that this is where we tear each other's
I
points
understand,
apart.
and I'm defending it by saying this is what my opinion is. This is why I enjoyed it. Feel free to disagree.
Why
I'm not
can't you?
changing
Isn't
give
that
me-
what you said
Well,
we're
why
supposed
can't-
to do tonight? Why we
can't-
all said it at
Why
once?
can't you give me a counterpoint when I say that Titus wasn't being all this awesome manager like you said?
And I said I thought as a manager.
In what
I thought
way?
he was effective.
What did he do?
In what way?
What did he do that was
he was
effective?
involved. He was a
In what way
presence.
was he involved?
Crickets.
Rob wins. I'm fine. Whatever.
He was asking you
I
a
thought-
question, man.
Look, a manager.
I'm just
manager-
asking you a question.
For particularly, shut your mouth and let me answer. A manager for a face is a much harder thing than as a heel. A heel can jump in and do those cheating things that you're talking about. As a face manager, he was quite effective.
As a
So
cheerleader?
why could no?
That was
why couldn't you just give that explanation 5 minutes ago? Then going, Rob wins because my opinion.
Because I didn't expect for it to be this ridiculous thing where I had to defend every goddamn word I say.
Not every word, just
You're
that.
the only one who thought this way. That's
Jesus.
why you're on the
Yes.
spotlight.
There
We're
you
putting
go.
you in the
That was my
spotlight because
opinion.
you were different, Bob. That's what the fuck we're doing
There
here.
you go. See, I was different. It stood out, and I gave you my answer.
Hey, Juan.
Look.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good. We got your opinion.
the-
Thank you. We'll move on. Everybody, it's the pre-show. This is
I
fucking
want
But later on, if I ask
you
you to
to
defend your
want me.
opinion, and you guys decide to jump my ass,
And I
about it,
always give you the details of why I feel a certain way. I don't go just because I feel that way, Bob.
As long as
Because
we're
last
gonna be
night,
fine both ways.
because last night, fucking Buddha came in my room, jerked me off, and told me I should feel that way. I mean, what the fuck, man?
That's not the weird. That's the weird.
Wow, that really is.
That was my way to try to end the goddamn
Oh,
conversation.
that's the way for me to finally agree
I don't
with
want to
Bob.
start out needing to woosah after the first goddamn match.
Yeah,
recap.
this is the pre-show.
Pre-show.
Yeah.
All right, let's go Cesaro and the Hardy Boys tag team title matches. I'm gonna go ahead and say everybody that I gave this one. I gave it an A. What
Are we
else we got
supposed to
there?
all go at once?
No, just go. Just throw
Are
them
we
out
not
there.
supposed to do it all at once?
Okay,
anymore?
you know what? I'm adjusting as we go on the fly. Just give. Hey, go. What you got?
I gave it a B+.
Okay, come on.
What match?
Let's throw them out.
Hardy's.
Hardy's
A.
and-
I have an A.
An A. So we got A and a B+.
I got A minus.
A minus.
B+.
I gave it a
Give
B.
it a B minus.
Okay, so A and B's.
Yeah.
Matt actually surprised me with some of his really high-risk moves that I didn't expect the old man to do tonight. So
One, I like the count out and the attack right away to get the quick pin.
Yeah.
Is kind of cliche, but that's what the heels are supposed to do.
Okay.
And the blood.
So
and
Have
blood.
you ever seen that before?
the blood?
No, the quick that thing they did in the first
No.
30 seconds.
Oh,
Have you seen that before?
yes, I've seen that so many times in an Iron Man match where somebody gets a quick pin.
Yeah, but it was a good
It
reversal
wasn't
of the moment.
first.
Yeah, but it was a
I
good
think
reversal
for
of the
a
moment.
tag move for the first ever tag Iron Man, that was really effective.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that was kinda cool.
saying. It was effective, but it was kind of cliche because they've done it a shit ton of times.
to get that one win out of the way to
Right.
clock's running.
I gave it the A because I thought it told a good story and it kept you interested through the entire 30-minute segment. That's why I gave it an A. I thought it was a really good match, and everybody played their part.
I thought it might go into overtime.
I'm curious what the tip is for the people who put a B. What was that tip of the scale that dropped you to a B?
Because there was a massive lull for me in that middle where I kind of phased out in the middle of that match. Where I was like, okay, this is gonna
That's-
suck. Now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, it's an Iron Man
When it got a
match.
3-1, I was like, I think this might end 3-1.
I don't know. I mean, especially when Matt starting right off the match, like we said, like when he took the fall, that just kind of set the tone where I was like, oh, the Hardys aren't going to win this.
No, I mean, that's fine.
Absolutely, it was still a great match, and I enjoyed
Right.
it. But I don't think it wasn't a perfect match by any means.
Right, and I don't think it's unfair to for a 30-minute match for the guys to have a kind of a middle section where they breathe a little
Oh,
bit.
sure.
You know, I don't think it's too. I don't want to dig on them too hard. Medina, What did you give this again? You give it a B?
I gave it a B plus. The reason it wasn't an A for me was towards the end, it was a little bit sloppy, and I felt like it was kind of those last 3 minutes were a little bit rushed.
Maybe they were tired.
Yeah, but isn't that fair? 2-minute warning in football.
And that's another point. Earlier we had discussed that possibly it could go to sudden death.
Yeah, and then
they don't mention until 27
towards
minutes in
the end of the
that,
match.
if there's a tie, Cesaro and
Right.
Sheamus win the title.
right. So even
No
if he,
sudden death.
Even if he would have got the pin at the end, it wouldn't have
Right, it
mattered.
wouldn't
Right.
Yeah.
So it was anticlimactic at that point.
Well, I said to you that I'm happy it didn't end in a tie because if you look at Cesaro, that little team there, I think the last 2 or 3 things or 4 things they've done have all ended in ties, right? 2 out of 3 matches,
Their
the
best of
one-on-one,
7.
best of 7. Yeah, ties are getting a little old, getting a little used. Steven Lopez, an A. Matt is probably going to need 10 stitches. Love the finisher and the high score. Most of the time it was 2-1 or something. Let's see. Jeff had a shoulder up Stike Leather. Yeah, we noticed that too.
Yeah, I tweeted that to WWE. Jeff had that shoulder up. The ref should have restarted that count.
So wait a second. Do you think that this feud's going to continue, possibly because of that, or is this not the end?
Okay, well, here's the dirt sheet thing with it. That we know that Jeff released a date on his Twitter, 7/17, which is not this Monday but next Monday night. We saw Matt doing a little bit of broken kind of stuff tonight.
Delightfully.
And even after he was busted open, that look on his face was kind of spaced out.
So if they
do you think he bladed himself?
No.
No, that one wasn't.
Maybe they get one more go with him tomorrow over the shoulder thing, and then they lose again, and then 7/17 is the return of broken Matt.
And
Brother
as,
Nero.
Golden reported last week that Sheamus is going off to film with Josh Duhamel.
So who takes the belts? Broken or Revival?
Revival should hold him.
Yeah, I don't think the Hardy should have
I don't
them.
think Revival should get in the mix already. They just got there.
Why not?
They just got there.
Who else is there?
Who knows who they are?
They go hard.
Other than us.
All
Yeah, they're
day,
top
all
guys,
night.
but the crowd doesn't
All
know
fists,
they're
no
top
flips,
guy.
man. What's up, man?
Well,
Perk 11, Hardy's and Shay's. Go ahead, Bob.
I really hope they don't make the mistake of rushing the broken thing in 2 weeks. That, to be done right, to be done properly, I think it needs a better build-up.
It takes time.
Than
Yeah.
just all of a sudden now, okay, well, that was the date that I mentioned, so now I'm broken Matt. Delightful. Like,
Yeah.
I think
But they're
that's
going to
the
lose
best
it.
way to burn that thing out quickly.
Oh,
But they're going to lose it.
Can I go ahead and smash all these rumors right now?
Smash.
That date is the day that he's having his release party for his band's new CD.
Oh, that's not tomorrow night?
Oh,
Golden
that's the
Smash.
17th.
Oh, you let
So
it
there
through.
ain't no broken. Yeah, that's,
Ruined,
yeah.
Vicious.
ruined
Golden
the whole
Smash.
segment.
That's all right.
Fuck. Let's see here. Real quick. Perfect 11, Hardy Cesaro, A-. I didn't like the added stipulation where they said Cesaro would keep their titles if there was a tie, but they did an amazing job keeping the suspense for the majority of the 30 minutes. I agree. I completely agree with that. All right. Noah said the feud should end. The feud,
this
Ambrose.
should end.
Okay, yeah, this one should end. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next, we've got on the sheet here, we got Rollins and Bray Wyatt. And I wrote on the production sheet, the big question here is, did anyone care after the match was over? I know I didn't care beforehand, but afterwards, did anyone care here?
Nobody cares.
I picked Seth to win, but I didn't care.
I mean, I gave it a B. I gave it a B for an overall match.
I wrote on my notes, I just didn't care. So, yeah.
It's just
I
going to be really
didn't care going
confusing
into
what's
the
going to
match.
happen with both of their characters now.
Yeah. What's that, Bob?
He's a god.
I didn't care going into the match, but coming out of it, I kind of really want to see where this is going. Bray got a win. Bray beat somebody on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Yes.
you guys aren't big on that.
No, that's
Yes, but he
I
has
guess
to
I'm so-
win
I'm
the
so
feud.
jaded.
Here's the thing. He has to win the feud. He's gotten wins here and there,
Sure.
and he always loses the feud.
That's true.
Right,
So-
but it's so rare.
I mean, he even got the
got a
title
win
and he
on a
lost the
pay-per-view.
On a
feud.
pay-per-view, that
He
is
got
rare.
the title, his first title, and he still lost the feud and the belt in the end of it.
No, I,
2 titles, a tag team title,
That's right.
and then the
Yeah,
WWE title
yeah.
run. 2
No,
titles.
I see both sides here. I mean, yeah, you're right, Brian and Bob, that he got a win at a pay-per-view. That is special, but Adam's right as well. He's had wins at pay-per-views before.
I have Bray Wyatt's total win-loss record from his entire time with WWE.
Just the pay-per-views or
30
total?
all
What's his winning
together.
percentage, like
He-
28%?
He's 182 wins to 424 losses.
Shit.
That many?
That's like 70%.
Yes, whereas
That must-
John Cena's 989 wins to 232 losses.
Yeah, but that
really?
400. Wait, the 400 plus for Bray. I'm willing to bet that at least 100 of those are DQ or something where, you know, he lost that way because he was about to get pinned and the Wyatts came in and interfered. Like, it seemed like all of his matches ended that way. He lost by DQ.
Yeah. Is there an asterisk?
No, that's all it is.
All right, I had a B. Anybody else close to me? Anybody far off?
Yeah, pretty close.
B's?
It's
A's?
C.
I wrote. I got a B, but again, I just didn't care. It was a solid match. I mean, the match was not bad. I just didn't give a fuck about this. I was like, come on, let's get to the other stuff.
I didn't care because my fellow non-believer Seth Rollins lost. He lost the storyline.
To a god.
To a god. Rollins and Bray, C-. I'm sure the match wasn't bad, but I just don't care about Bray anymore. I'm sorry to sound redundant, but I don't find him to be a great wrestler, and he's been so booked to shit.
What is that awful song?
Noah?
You're a god. I don't know. Like, that should be Bray's new theme.
Yeah.
Or the what if God was
just this thumb.
What about Jesus Walks?
Okay.
No, he's not Jesus.
We're getting way off of base here.
Yeah.
He's not Jewish.
We're talking way too much about something we don't care about.
Yeah.
Let's
Atheism.
Jesus or Bray?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one, we're going to go with The Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the IC title with the Miz Taraj at assist. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a B. I'm going to give it a solid B. It had some blood in this one, too. I'm going to give it a B despite Dean. You guys, just throw him out there. No order.
I got a B. Same exact reason, but the reason I kept it from being better than a B is we've seen this so many times that other than the Miz Taraj interference aspects of it, everything else was the same as any other match they've done.
I gave it a B- for that very reason, too.
I went C- for that very reason.
Okay. Yeah.
I went C.
I mean, like, there was no part of me at all that thought Dean was going to win this match.
No, numbers game.
I have a B+ because I just love the way they're using Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas now. It's something they're actually getting TV time. It's something different. And you know, Bo Jackson looks like Bo Jackson. Bo Dallas.
Bono's headband.
He looks like a roadie.
What Shitman saying? What the fuck was Bo Dallas wearing? Oh, who was that? Was that Medine that came up with that? The new name?
Bodie? The Bodie?
The Bodie.
He's a Bodie.
Not the roadie, but the Bodie. There you go. The Bodie. I'm a little offended by that.
Believe.
Yeah, lots of C- and B- on the boards. B- Miz versus Dean. C by Noah says I went to make myself hot dogs and eating food while watching it to save for me.
Why you got to eat something phallic, Noah?
Yeah, that's what he does.
The Hitman
Speaking of phallic, I thought at a couple points in that match, it looked like Dean had like an electrified fucking dildo in him. He was just like
maybe he did
oddly shaking, like Michael J. Fox had like invaded his soul.
Dude, you got to do something to keep up with Renee.
Maybe he's an alcoholic and he was detoxing.
Yeah,
that's a very random one. But yeah, okay.
At a house show, they had like a little mini Shield reunion that the crowd was chanting for with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And they were chanting for the Shield, and Seth Rollins said, "Yeah, Dean's probably like 17 beers in right now." But we hear you.
I don't know how far that. Yeah. Anything else on the Miz Dean? Well, so we got the match grades. As far as the outcome goes, is Dean? Is it done now?
I hope so.
I want to see Finn against Miz if they're going to do some kind of program here.
Well, let's go ahead and get through.
I just want to see Finn. Period.
The Drifter, probably.
We got a whole segment here on this, so we're gonna move on to our next here. Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship, and this is another one that I kind of thought ended oddly. I gave it a C overall for the match. Not a lot of botchiness. I just thought not a lot of story either. What you guys got?
I'm gonna give it a B for that the elbow spot that she does, where she's double jointed and makes it look like her arms was broke.
Nasty. As long as you don't keep doing that.
Right, she did it once before, months ago, either on a pay-per-view or a SmackDown TV. And I'm also giving it for the aftermath of when they had the fight on the outside. Altogether, I give it a B.
A B. All right.
I got an A. I don't know what you and for me to give this to a women's match, Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss can fucking go. It told the story with the little elbow work. There was a lot of spots and good stuff there. Her not going back in the ring at the end was brilliant for a heel. Why the fuck would you go back? I've never understood why more people don't do that. Fuck, get a count out. You know, like, and a kind of, you know, a dramatic one. It's not like she walked up the ramp. She, like, looked like she might and then didn't. And then the aftermath bumped for me from a B to an A. I thought this was match of the night. This was a rivalry that we thought was going to be Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss and didn't have much buildup, and they fucking delivered in something that we want to talk about Bray and Seth not making us care. I give a shit now about this one.
Okay. No, that's fair. I mean, look, everything you just said, you make a great, solid point. It was a good match. I just, for me, the ending was sudden. And maybe that does play well with some people. I mean, I don't hate it. Brian, what'd you think here?
I gave it an A. I mean, he pretty much summed it up. But I mean, I think it would have been silly for them to put the belt on Sasha going into SummerSlam. I think it's I don't think that this feud is over, and I think that she's going to be carrying on and chasing the title. And I think they have bigger things for her come SummerSlam.
Okay. Anybody else want to input on this one, Bob?
I agreed with Adam 100%. I gave it an A.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Definitely one of the better matches on the card.
Yeah. See, we can have constructive conversation as to why we feel a certain way and still move on to other things. Here we go.
Speaking of moving on,
I haven't given my grade yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve.
That's
Go
okay.
ahead.
I gave it an
Speak
A
the fuck
also
up.
because I like the fact that Sasha wins, but Alexa keeps the belt. They both stay relevant. And I'd like to say hello to Brennan Brett, who's joining us on the board for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Stevie, that's a great point. Like, this is one of those bookings tonight also. Let's focus on that for a second, where both of them did well. They both came out looking better, in my opinion, which is very rare for WWE lately, where both people can come out of a match at a pay-per-view looking good. Like, they didn't squash either one of them. They didn't kill either's momentum. It was a great ending, I thought.
I agree. A lot on the board. We got a lot of C pluses from Austin Goldman. It's kind of with me there. Alexa with her B for 1. We got a lot of A's and A minuses. I agree with Adam. I enjoyed the match a lot too.
That booty though.
Yeah, pretty much everything Adam just said says 11.
Booty though.
Yeah, I think everything is fair. I see your point for an A minus. I personally, I just didn't like how sudden the ending happened.
It didn't kill either one.
No, I agree. You're right. No, I agree. So here we go.
That's a good example of a match that just ends suddenly, and it works.
Yep.
Okay. We've got examples tonight where it didn't.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
The main event ended pretty suddenly.
Well, we'll get there.
Right?
Yeah.
We're getting there,
We'll
motherfucker.
get there.
Stop jumping.
We got to jump to the firefight between Rob and Bob.
Let's get to the. Well, I don't know about that. Let's get to the Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman ambulance.
We might not firefight tonight.
No, I don't know.
Great balls of
Roman
firefight.
Reigns and Braun Strowman ambulance match, or the Roman Reigns homicide moment. For me, I'm going to shock you here. I'm going to give the match, although I have my cool kid count, which is really bad, so I'm just not going to read it. I'm going to give the match an A. And I give him the match an A for not well. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
No. Go ahead. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing more at what I'm about to say. Go ahead.
Okay. I give the match an A because I thought that the Braun Strowman chair shots where we were marking out on that, like that was cool. Where Braun was.
That was the mark out moment. He took the chair shots in the corner with his arm against the post, but then after that, it was like he quote unquote hulked up.
Right.
And as soon as Roman started delivering 3 chair shots, Braun was like, "Is that all you got for me?" And then he tossed him into the barricade. That guy's drink spilled.
Let's not forget, though, 2 minutes later, then after Braun shook off chair shots, he took punches to the face. Like, I thought it would have been an A, but I went with a B because of that. Like, he can withstand chairs, but not Roman's fists. And then the Ole ending, like fucking Matador, hey, let me just dodge the spear and you jump in the ambulance and I'll shut the doors. That's what dropped it for me from an A to a B.
Oh, come on.
I gave
those
it a
two
B
little
because,
spots.
Not because of the match. I would have given an A, but the outcome, Roman still stood tall at the end, no matter. Even Braun won.
Great point, Stevie. Great point.
He stood tall in kind of a psycho killer kind of way, I guess. It was just
But he's
kind
not a
It
heel.
looked like a homicide the way Braun put his fucking blood all over the bus as he exited.
He threw the old ambulance driver out. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give it a B. The only thing that I didn't like about the finish was, if it were a tables match and Roman put himself through a table, all right, fine, there's consequence. And I understand if he doesn't get up and the other guy wins. If he just jumps into it would be one thing if Braun threw him in there, but for him to just
If this was a
throw
casket
himself in
match,
there-
Really?
yeah. If this was a casket match and the guy jumped in on himself,
I thought it was.
I think
thought
that would be stupid.
I thought that was the best part of the damn match where he just went for that lame ass spear and just right into
or
the
maybe the fact that he stayed in there. I thought if maybe if he jumped in there and then jumped right back out, that would have made more sense.
Spear Braun through it into the ambulance and then get out.
or before he shuts the door, he snuck out the side door.
And I guess that's why I said
Right,
I guess
right.
why I opened this show up with I was between disappointed and amused because Roman flying through the air, hitting nothing, and diving into the ambulance amused me.
But that didn't show Braun beating him and throwing him into that. The whole point of him hulking out and all this other stuff throughout the match and showing what a monster among men that he is.
Yeah.
And at the end, he doesn't even put him in the ambulance.
All right, well, let's hear the valued opinion of our colleague, our member of our family, Bob.
Yeah.
He's the adopted
not a family
one.
member. Not a family member.
Redheaded stepchild? Oh, wait, he's
this
bald.
Is not a cult. Sorry, not using the word family.
All right.
Y'all can try that one on.
Okay, go ahead. Posse. Go ahead. Analysis.
So posse. There we go. We'll do posse. Gang.
How about the match?
The Bossy. The Bob Bossy.
Don't encourage.
I'll go with C. I think this might be one of the worst matches for both of them that they've ever had. I didn't like the finish. I thought that was weak. And then the whole them having to cut into another match. While that match is still kind of going on because they got to see what's going on inside that, it was a fucking mess. And it just seemed like everything was all about. I mean, it's an ambulance match, which I don't like that concept match anyways, because it starts in the ring, but it's got to end way the hell over here. It just no, not a good match, and it was a poor performance by both of them. And whoever said the thing about the chair shots, knocking Braun down, but not knocking him down. Like he can shrug off chair shots, but for some reason punches nothing.
That was me.
That's the thing that took him out. Yeah.
Damn, I agree with Bob. Holy fuck. Yeah, I give it a C.
Okay, I enjoyed the moments when he hit him with the chair. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit of a mark out moment there. But then you want to rebut on that?
Is this over?
One thing I want to say is if anybody caught Raw Talk afterwards,
the
one thing that I didn't like was the fact that Raw Talk kicked off talking about the ambulance match, even though they had just gone from a decent main event match.
Yeah.
But their focus for the first 5 minutes before they started talking to Kaz was all about the ambulance match.
Well, they spent 25 fucking minutes on it, it seems.
It's Roman. Come on.
I missed that one, didn't I?
And they didn't even commentate when they did show the Hawkins and Slater match. There was no acknowledgement.
Yeah. Let's two more, and then we're going to do the main event. So first, real quick, let's do Kurt Hawkins and Slater. I gave it an incomplete.
Me too.
Anybody else?
I didn't even see the pin.
I got an F on it.
I'll give it a C because Heath did get a win. So
okay, there you go.
We didn't get to see.
Dude, Heath. Here's the thing. Heath should be the real MVP because he got a pay-per-view paycheck for that.
Right.
Yeah, well, okay.
And then next match is going to be the one that I thought was
He got kids.
He got kids. I thought was the second most important storyline of the pay-per-view was Enzo and Cass. Look, man,
the build-up anyway.
I gave it a D,
but the promo was an A.
The
promo was great.
He was awesome in the promo, right?
And then he doesn't get any offensive moves, it seemed like.
Yeah, how do you build him up, Golda? How do you build him up in that massive kick-ass fucking promo and just step on him?
Yeah, they gave him those, 4 wild-ass, horrible punches in the corner, and then Cass is like, you know what, I'm just going to fuck you up for 5 minutes, and I'm going to throw you to the outside like a little bitch, and I'm going to just kick you in the face and win. That was horrible. Like, he was, with his promo, he was building himself up like he was really going to do something.
And it was a different promo. It was more aggressive. It wasn't like the how you doing stuff and I'm going to name a list.
How's he going to come back with any credibility now?
It's kind of like a chihuahua. It comes at you barking hard, but then a bigger dog comes and the chihuahua fucking runs away like a little scared cat.
Medine, what you got on this one?
F. Started off with the great promo, but the squash, no involvement from Big Show, even though Big Show was kind of
named.
He was not part of the feud, but kind of.
And he was kind of,
and you were jealous because I was with another
named in a promo.
Yeah,
right,
you're right.
Right.
He was thrown into the promo. No offense whatsoever. Those punches that Golda mentioned, they were more like they looked like bitch slaps, honestly.
Yeah, noodle arm.
Yeah,
he was just flailing.
Could have actually come out this time and
Brian. This is
I'm sorry. And then Kaz. His offensive repertoire, even in those 5 minutes, was very limited.
Right.
It was a gorilla press over the ropes.
Sure.
We didn't see any his body slam, Empire elbow. We saw a big boot. That was it.
And it makes you wonder if that's what we're going to see from him from now on going forward as a singles wrestler. Brian, to me, this was a classic Marty Jannetty kind of breakup where the tag team splits up and Jannetty has a chance to get it Sean and then a squash and gone.
205 Live.
Oh, God.
One and done.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see the match. I was driving.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, but the consequences, I mean, I don't know. I would have assumed that maybe that Enzo would have gotten a little bit of offense in there.
Right.
Something, but apparently that wasn't the case, huh?
Right. So, Bob, going to that same point, just like I said to Brian, I mean, you got Strikeforce, you got the Rockers, and I'm sure there's other ones in there I'm forgetting where they break up, and then that second-hand guy just gets the rivalry is not really a rivalry. It's just a squash and done. What do you think?
Yes, this match was a total squash. The promo I really liked because this is where I ultimately want Enzo to be. I want him to be a leader of teams. I want him to be the next Lou Albano.
Hey, Bob,
so I didn't even mind the squash because I think it just gets him quicker to that point, even though I know in my heart they're not going to do that, and this is just going to be another comedy character that I will grow to hate. But yeah, I mean, it was a C. It was exactly what I expected out of it, and I didn't get any more. I didn't get any less.
Yeah, maybe
I didn't tell a great story. It was just a 7-footer beating the dog shit out of a little bitty dude.
Hey, Bob, what do you think if they tried to find a gimmick similar to what they did with Steven Richards and Right to Censor?
Okay. As long as he ends up becoming a mouthpiece,
it's like Jimmy
I
Hart.
think he will be immensely valuable to the company. I don't care. Let that happen.
Right.
Yeah, because remember Stevie Richards would sometimes do the 6-man tags, or he would just stand on the outside and he would just be the spokesperson for basically a faction full of guys that can't talk.
Well, I think he's been auditioning what he's been doing kind of in his promos, kind of showing the brass that, hey, I can handle the mouthpiece on my own. The match, though, I think to Bob's point, I think the problem with this match was that, yes, we all expected Enzo to get squashed, and we all were really hoping that that wouldn't be the case. And that's what was disappointing, that they couldn't swerve that obviousness from us. So
if this is going to be an effective feud that's going to carry on for multiple matches, which I'm really sure it's going to be, Enzo kind of needed to win this first one by some quick roll-up or by some, sneaky, underhanded thing to really make the Giant mad. But instead, it was just like, I don't want to see this again. If you give me 2 or 3 more matches of Enzo getting picked up and thrown 8 feet, it's going to be eventually where it's like, stop, dude, just stop.
Yeah.
And Vince loves to see Enzo get thrown around.
Oh,
That's
he does.
probably
Throw around the
part
ball.
of the reason why Enzo didn't get. I agree with you, Bob. A roll up tonight, maybe some interference from Show, something that would have given Enzo at least a little bit of credibility.
Maybe some
forward.
offense.
Yes,
all you have to do is have offense.
Anything.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the board is echoing us. There's a lot of D's. I think Noah gave it a C maybe.
Noah's being generous because of Texas.
Right. So, but lots of D's on the board here. And
he gave it an F.
Most people are they're echoing the same, paraphrasing each other, everyone, is that, Enzo had no offense, and they just buried him, and that was the worst part.
Well, the only way that I thought that if that would go over well, and like I said, I didn't see it, but, what about, if Enzo was going to do that, why not if Cass was going to do that, why not give Enzo a little bit of offense like we said, and then if Cass was going to go crazy like that, let him get DQ'd, like I had suggested, and then have Enzo maybe, that would get the crowd at least feel bad for him, or maybe have the crowd give some emotion. But, him not having any offense, he just looks like a pussy.
Right. Right.
That would have been a great thing to happen, but
I can't.
That is not what they chose.
Right.
Was it you or somebody else said, they should just beat him down until the ref rings the bell and then Show comes out and takes
well, I didn't say about Show, but yeah.
But Show comes out. And
I brought that up.
Okay, Medine did. Okay.
Yeah, but you guys are forgetting, all of Enzo's best offense involved Cass throwing him.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
You're the big guy.
All right. And here we go. Let's do it. Oh man. The main event: Brock versus Joe. What was the time? Final time.
Oh shit!
It was 8:40.
I threw my phone.
8 minutes.
Somebody said 8:40.
And that's from second bell to the last bell.
8:42.
From when Joe attacked him.
Yeah, from when Joe attacked him, it was 8 minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay.
I had 7:30.
So that's not a horrible time limit for those two. It's not bad at all.
It just sucks as that's what we're accustomed to.
Well, I think we're more accustomed. Well, I don't know. Brock had a long match with Taker both times. He had a short one.
I think Joe could last. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, look, Dean realistically in the suspension of belief could not go that long with Brock, and the Goldberg for his limitations cannot go that long with Brock.
Randy Orton.
No, there's examples.
He could have, but not coming back from the injury that went last year.
My biggest guys, Paul Heyman fucking lied to us. Let's just put that out there real quick. Paul Heyman fucking lied to us and said that we were going to get more than Suplex City and F5, and I don't remember another move by Brock.
That was his only offense, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got, and we got an 8-minute match.
I guess what he was trying to say, though, is that it wouldn't just be a squash match. He didn't necessarily say that Joe would just lie there.
8 suplexes and an F5.
Right, but
that's
Joe,
not a good match.
Joe got in some offense. offense is, I guess, the asterisk there.
Well, he threw the clutch on.
There were moments where he dominated Brock.
Yeah. No, look, I think it was a good back and forth. I mean, yeah, we had our German suplexes. We had the F5. I mean, we had the Brock Lesnar moveset.
Corey Graves didn't even acknowledge those suplexes. He's like, he hasn't even done anything to Joe.
No, that was Cole.
That was Cole.
Yeah, Corey had to correct him.
Cole was exceptionally horrible tonight. I just want to put that out there. But
F minus.
F minus for Cole. But as far as Brock gave us what Brock did, but he gave us a little bit, 8.5 minutes. That's a good pace for him. I think a good time for him. And Joe had some.
It was 6 suplexes and an F5.
Yeah, but we had some turnbuckle work. We had some outside work. We had some grappling, and and Joe had his offense as well. I don't think the match itself. I gave it a C, and I gave it a C because I don't think the match itself was bad, but to me, the ending was so disappointing, and not just because Joe didn't win, but the way that Joe lost.
Yeah, that's why I gave it a B minus, and I was kind of hoping that Paul Heyman would turn, but
I'm gonna echo Stike Leather here and say, just one F5 took him out. Like, really, he couldn't have kicked out,
right?
Even at 2.5, and then just have Braun maybe pound him a little bit, and then F5 him again.
Right. Cena would have kicked out.
An extra minute or a minute and a half there wouldn't have. It would have.
Or at least a second F5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shipman said that he was done. Now we get more of Brock being champ gone off the TV until SummerSlam where he fights Roman.
I don't want to go over what Steve just said there. Steve said Cena would have kicked out, and so did Taker. So you're telling me that a 50-year-old Taker can kick out of 2 F5s, but Joe, after dominating most of the match
in New Orleans, Taker kicked out of 4 F5s.
No, it wasn't 4.
Perfect 11.
Was it 3? Maybe
Perfect
3.
11 pointed this out. Did you guys notice? Because he said this. Joe didn't have any false finishes. Brock obviously did.
Yeah.
None.
Joe had 1 pin attempt from Brock, and he gave him the 3 on it. There was no drama.
Right. What I would have did is I would have had after Lesnar gave him the F5, slowly go to pin Joe, and then have him kick out because it took him too long to pin, and then have another 2 minutes, and then have him pin him. To at least make it seem a little more believable. Not you got this monster beating the fuck out of Lesnar, then all of a sudden he's just going to go down with 1 move.
And I also thought, guys, that a very misuse of something in this match was with all the involvement you had with Paul Heyman in the build-up to this match, with Joe attacking him and the whole scenario. And the fact that I was really thinking Paul was going to come out of kind of retirement as far as interference going.
That's a great point.
That's what I thought.
Because if he had interfered on behalf of Brock to help Brock win, as opposed to the turn that we were thinking of maybe,
right,
that would have said to us, okay, Joe still looks strong because he didn't lose fair and square. And Brock actually needed Paul's help this time.
Right.
And that, if he did still do that, you still think maybe Paul could turn on Brock down the road.
Well, I thought that Heyman was going to see the pin almost happening and somehow grab the ref, somehow get Brock DQ'd and keep the belt. And that doesn't take anything away from Joe.
No.
That keeps Joe on the destroyer track because I think Shipman said it again, but he said going back to mid-card, where do we see Joe going? After this, is it going to be a triple threat with him and Roman, or where does Joe go from here?
Well, we'll find out next.
I thought his Triple H is heavy anyway, right?
Well, yeah, and Triple H hasn't been seen since Mania. That table shot.
It ends up going to some type of triple threat scenario over the next 5 to 6 weeks, where Roman ends up winning it all, and then faces Brock at SummerSlam.
So
Stevie, sing it.
Holding that thought here real quick. Any more grades on the match itself before I move on?
C.
Anybody not get
I had a C on it.
C.
So we're all kind of in a C.
And Noah changed his to C as well.
Right. I had C+.
I'm giving it a big old fat D.
Burr, 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 burr. Who?
All right, so here real quick, let's
Memphis own Jerry.
Are we gonna get sued for that?
No, that we just won't be able to get money off the.
We don't make money anyway.
Yeah, we're not monetized.
We are, but
once they did this to us, we don't give a fuck now.
Yeah. So once they said we're offensive content, fuck it.
You can still donate,
but they still show advertising on our videos, even though we can't get paid for it.
Yeah, you guys can still donate. Absolutely.
I'm very offended.
Oh well. So real quick, we're gonna do a question here and then a speed round. Let's not spend a lot of time on these guys. But here's the first question: is it's a two-parter. What rivalries are finished, and who carries on? Because we've been saying going into this that a lot of this is just a lot of carryover that we've seen through the last couple pay-per-views or so. So, I don't want to go step by step, but I mean, Hardy, Cesaro, one more?
No,
I don't think it's. Yeah,
well, they have to drop the belts to somebody. What other face team is there? They're not going to drop the belts to Rhino and Heath Slater.
So is it just one more like on Monday?
What about the club? Where the fuck are they?
They're squashed. They're in Squashville.
They'll be back in the picture.
I mean, could them and Balor not be around because they're getting ready for some type of Bullet Club?
I don't know. Maybe Hardy's get it back, and then Revival takes a dig at it. I mean, we haven't done much with Revival yet, right? I mean, Brock and Joe.
Got hurt.
Brock and Joe, is that done?
That's the only one that's done, I think.
You think it's the only one that's done?
Yeah, I think it's the only one.
So Miz and Dean is still going?
Maybe, Miz and Dean, too.
Seth and Bray.
No, that's still going to go on to SummerSlam, I think.
I think Nia might be worked in, but Sasha and Alexa are definitely still going.
Reigns and Strowman. Is it? You know what?
I don't think that'll ever be done.
Do you think there's a way, guys, at SummerSlam they do a big fatal four-way with Braun, Brock, Roman, and Joe?
I think I said that a couple weeks ago on Rawsome.
Well, Stevie, you brought up Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber was only used for SmackDown. It was not used for Raw. And Raw and they've had the past. It was the last time Sable was on the cover, I think, in 01 or 02. But that was a SummerSlam that had an Elimination Chamber added as the main event.
That was the first Elimination Chamber, I think.
No, that was at Survivor Series.
Well, let's get Bob. But we haven't heard from Bob here. Bob, as far as things being done or what's carrying on, some opinions here from you?
I missed a lot of what was said because the music was playing.
I'm sorry.
So it just, are we talking about what feuds are going to carry on after this?
Yeah, which ones are going to carry on, which ones are done?
I honestly think that we're going to see more Joe and Brock stuff. Because
Really?
Joe, at the end of that, was not a beaten man. He was staring directly at Brock the whole time, and Heyman was scared shitless of him as he was getting his champion up the ramp. I think we're going to, unfortunately, see more Enzo and Cass. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see at least another match of the Hardys and Cesaro. And then,
Sasha and Alexa.
That'd probably be about it. Well, I can't imagine this is the end point of the ongoing feud between Braun and Roman.
Noah thinks that Heyman's going to turn on Lesnar at the rematch at SummerSlam.
It sounds like a dumb thing to say, but I'm not sure.
The dumber it is, the more likely WWE will do it.
I was like, if it happened tonight, I think it would have been very cool. I really do believe that.
I felt like they teased it and tried to get a pop test with it by reading those tweets and stuff.
Giving the pay-per-view a better grade.
Stevie thought that, too, because we were talking about it before we went on.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick speed round question. Is it Roman or Braun for the Universal title at SummerSlam? Or neither? Bob, go ahead.
At SummerSlam, it's going to be Roman. God help us all, it's going to be Roman. If it's not Roman, it'll be another Samoa Joe. I'd like to see maybe a triple threat, just so Samoa's back in that mix. But dude, it's one of their big shows. It's going to be Roman.
All right, Hitman says Roman and Brock will happen to SummerSlam. Book that shit right now. Golda.
I think it's both.
Triple threat? You think Roman, Braun, and Brock?
This way they can get the belt off Brock without him actually losing.
Adam?
I have to echo that point from Golda, because if you look at the history of when Brock drops the belt, he always seems to drop it without losing, without getting pinned. He lost it last time because that same way Rollins won. Sorry, Brian, go.
Yes, Brian, go.
So I think it's going to be Braun. I think that Roman is going to have some sort of. I think Kurt's going to penalize Roman in some capacity for his actions tonight.
You know what? Exactly my thought.
That
there.
long though until SummerSlam.
Well, Angle finally made his pay-per-view debut as commissioner.
True. Stevie, go. Then we'll.
It's gonna be Roman.
It's gonna be me.
Mike Badine.
I'll go with either Roman or a four-way: Joe, Braun, Brock, Roman.
It won't be heads up.
I could do that.
I don't think it's going to be a heads up match. If it's not a triple threat or four-way stipulation, it'll be something else.
I see, and I know Vince McMahon and Bob have one thing in common. They both absolutely hate and don't give a shit what the fans think.
They both
hate
like
the
getting
fans.
fisted by Roman?
Shut up.
I don't
You think
It's
the fans?
not that I
You think the fans are
don't
the
care
worst
what
part of
fans think.
wrestling?
I don't think that. My problem with the fans is that they feel like they're entitled to what they want
Okay.
is what they should get.
I don't want to
And
relitigate that.
That's where I agree with Vince, where it's like, no, just because that's what you want, that's not what you get.
Okay, we know that.
Juan and
All right,
Austin
so-
said Roman.
Okay, I'm going to get to my motherfucking point here. Please. Thank you.
Like, you brought me up.
I did. I didn't want you to relive.
Then he wanted to squash it down.
Okay, both of you two shut up for a second, please, so I can just say this. I think Braun and Brock are what the fans want. They want that as the main event. And I think that's what they should give. I don't think it's what they will give.
Fork.
iTunes.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
Oh, wrong button there. Oh, what'd you do there, Brian? All right.
iTunes.
Fork.
I've got the biggest balls of all. I've got big balls. I've got big balls. They're such big balls, and they're dirty big balls. And he's got big balls, and she's got big balls. But we've got the biggest balls of them all.
All right, here we go. Let's do our awards segment here, the Cojones Awards. Before we do the Cojones Awards, Steve Awesome, cheap pop count.
3.
There were 3 tonight. All right. My fucking show, Adam.
I want to hear Medine say cojones for some reason.
Medine say cojones.
Why?
Because you're the Mexican.
You gotta pay me for that, and fuck you.
There we go. All right, let's do our Cojones Awards. Cojones Awards of the night. So, and board, you can follow along. We're going to start with our standard LOL award. It's going to be either a comedy segment you liked or just a screw up from the night. So let's go ahead and start with Medine on this one.
What are we doing now?
Put the mic closer to your face.
LOL.
Wait, what is this?
The LOL.
What made me laugh?
Yeah, comedy or a screw up of the night that made you laugh.
I guess Bo Dallas's like 8th reincarnation.
Okay.
That made me laugh. The Bodie.
The Bodie. Point for Medine there. Bob, what's yours? Your LOL.
For me, it had to be everything involving the ambulance. From them saying our thoughts and prayers are with Braun Strowman at this moment. Like, just shut up. And then these two poor bastards are in the ring having a match, and I'm sitting next to my buddy, and he goes, do you think they're going to do split screen the whole time? And just about that time, my wife goes, no, they're going to cut off. They sure as shit cut off. I was just ready to tell her how dumb that was, and then they did it. I was like, oh. So these two guys get no respect at all, which is, I think, worse than taking a squash loss. Is you start a match, and all you hear is who won in the background of something that WWE is saying, this matters more than those two guys.
This is the first time we had a dark show on the pay-per-view. We had a dark match on the pay-per-view.
It was more important to show the firefighters.
All right, Stevie.
My LOL was David Otunga in the pre-show referring to himself as the quintessential Renaissance man. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is it? Adam?
Mine was that everybody was bleeding tonight, especially Braun Strowman just smearing it all over that bus.
You laugh at blood?
Yeah, I don't think.
Hey, was Dean?
Because I don't think a lot of them were intentional.
Was
other than
Dean
the
a
Braun
capsule?
one.
You think Dean was a capsule? I think it was a capsule.
No.
No?
They don't do that anymore, except for
Roman
Braun.
did. Roman did it.
But I mean,
no,
Dean,
Roman did it.
Dean, Matt,
No, Braun was a
Alexa,
capsule.
Braun. I mean, 4 of them.
What? Yes.
Brian.
Fork.
Jaws of Life. The two guys that took for fucking ever.
Jamie Noble.
Why did they
couldn't-
show the whole
wait,
thing?
J&J Security couldn't do it.
That's right. Jamie Noble, baby.
I hate
What he
you
said.
all.
Yep.
Go ahead, Golda.
For one, I must say that you can attest to this. That was always like my number 2 karaoke song, the Big Ball.
Yes.
But it had to have been when they just rushed out Hawkins and fucking Slater out of nowhere.
All right.
Like, didn't even get like an entrance, nothing. Just
Right.
get the fuck out there and just do some basic chain wrestling.
Yeah.
Go.
My LOL was that out of all the people in the locker room you could have gotten to do the crowbar and try to get the door open on the ambulance, you picked Jamie Noble.
I mean, he is from the trailer park. He's probably used to breaking into stuff.
Well,
But a lot of crowbar work involves weight, and he didn't have it.
You guys just use butter knives for trailer park doors.
All right, on the board. LOL.
And they had to explain to people what the Jaws of Life were. Like, all of it was just
Because the fans
dumb.
are ignorant.
Yeah, Cole was exceptionally bad tonight. I'm sorry, and that was part of it. Noah, LOL. Braun getting hit with a chair and no selling, making Roman scared. LOL for Hitman. Bo Dallas looking like the infield of NASCAR
He
race. Perfect 11. LOL. Hearing Booker T constantly refer to Dallas as the Big D at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. The big D at the. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Wow. You're slow.
Stykler is going
Burns
to
when he
Jamaica,
pees.
so bye. He's going to see us for Rawson, so he's going to watch us in Jamaica.
Cool.
And that's the greatest tag team Iron match ever, said by Booker T. It was the first ever. Oh, by the way, what was it?
Yeah, they set the bar.
It's greatest and first.
Who was it? I think Medine, Michael Cole tonight. Something about, oh, we've never seen anything like that. You've never.
This guy's never seen anything like anything, but yet he's been there 15 years. Like, seriously, stop using that term, because he just. It seems like every other week, something brand new to him.
Right.
Really?
You didn't see Shane get thrown through glass wall, through windows by Kurt. That wasn't the ambulance thing.
Braun went through LED lighting.
Yeah, you watched Vince McMahon's fucking limo blow up, but the ambulance was never seen anything like this. Shut up.
Wasn't it? Didn't Stone Cold Steve Austin got run down and taken out for a while to throw his injury?
He went to Brian Pillman's house with a fucking gun. I mean, come on, people. You ever seen anything like this? All right, come on. Let's move on here to our next one. It's going to be we're going to call this a Kick in the Balls Award. Basically, your biggest squash of the night. Kick in the Balls Award, guys. So let's start with Golda on this one.
The main event ending. That the way that they booked that just kicked everybody in the nuts because they just ended it so quick.
Okay, Brian. Well, that would be a Booker botch. That would be not biggest squash of the night. Do you think Joe is the biggest squash?
They squashed everybody's dreams by Joe fucking going over.
Brian, good job, Kira.
All right,
Brian,
so I will expand on it, and maybe I'll try to get a point.
Okay.
How about the fact that it only took one F5 to pin Samoa Joe?
So Joe got squashed.
Yeah.
Joe got the kick to the balls.
We're looking not for a moment here. This is the person that got squashed.
I would say Joe did.
Okay.
By means
so
of
Joe,
one move.
Okay, I'll give you a point for saying Joe.
Thank you.
All right. Oh my God. Kira's she's infectious. The SmackDown crew is you guys have been infected.
Huh?
And you're passing it to Golda.
Don't.
No, fuck
I
that,
got the
man.
antibodies.
Go ahead, Adam.
Mine. I took this award literally since it's kick to the balls. I went with Akira Tozawa because that apparently cost him his title shot.
That's a literal point. There you go. Bob.
I'm going to say it's the careers of Hawkins and Slater. I cannot state enough how profoundly disrespectful I found it for those two guys. They may be, Slater may be a journeyman, Hawkins may be a jobber, but to put them out there on an unnamed match on a pay-per-view and then for the WWE to go, that's just to entertain the audience. Here's what we really care about. And knowing that they also were showing it on the screen and not that match, it was disrespectful, and that was a squash for those two guys' values in the eyes of the WWE universe.
There were some of the people in the front row cheering for them and actually paying attention before they cut away.
Sure. Stevie, kicking the balls.
I had Tozawa like Adam, but only because Neville didn't win with a finisher, just like some lame kick to the midsection.
Okay.
Well, that's because Titus was so involved.
Medine.
I'm surprised no one said the obvious
fucking
one.
mouth at him.
Enzo.
That's mine.
got 4 punches in.
I echo that. Enzo, the biggest kick in the balls of
I
the
thought
night.
everybody'd pick it. That's why I went out of the box.
I get that. Try to be different. On the board here, let's see. We got kicking the balls. Slater getting the win off camera by Hitman. Goldman, Cass, and Enzo. Kicking the balls for Noah is Bobby Hill protecting his purse.
Yep.
Luke Birch is here. Sorry I was late. I was listening to Wrestling Soup. Don't know who they are.
We're more
I've heard
important.
of them. Why don't listen to us, man? Come
Yeah,
on.
what the hell, man? And let's see here. Anything? Okay.
By the way, this was the first ever untelevised Ginger versus Ginger match.
Ginger Mahal.
No respect.
on TV that wasn't televised.
Right.
Episodic.
Right.
Whatever the hell that is.
It's a first.
Right. Okay. Our next award is going to be Bocce Balls. Bocce Balls. This is your botchiest moment of the night. It could also be kind of booking here is next. So botchiest moment of the night. Let's start with Bobby.
Not one just stuck out. I mean, I don't really look for the fuck ups. I look for quality. So nothing really stood out to me. I'm sure you guys will hammer out.
Yeah, you got it.
Very political answer.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and go here. Mine is just the end of the pay-per-view. I just thought it was just botchy the way they ended it. I didn't see any specific.
That's not a botch.
Well, you're right. You're right. Now I'll buzz myself. I'll do that. But I didn't see any specific botches in wrestling tonight.
Was it a push gear?
I just think that the overall ending was a botch in itself. But I didn't think any wrestlers fucked up tonight. right? Golda.
Yeah.
Apparently, you weren't listening to Michael Cole because his entire commentary was one giant botch fest.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, point for that. Yeah, Michael Cole's a good one. Brian.
You know, this might be a little bit nitpicky, but those coquina clutches, you know, they didn't really seem all that devastating.
That's a great one. Yeah,
he never even got it on the ground.
Just like holds his breath and makes his
right,
face
just to
purple.
make the face.
He had like the bridge of his hand under his neck.
You want to know why? It's because the first time he locked it in, he was actually choking Lesnar, and that's why he was turning purple on TV like 3 weeks ago on Raw.
When he turned into an Oompa Loompa?
Yeah, that's why they looked weaker, because he was actually fucking them up that time.
Brian.
Doo-ba-dee-doo. Speaking of Oompa Loompas, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Adam.
Mine, I have specifically, we've talked about Cole. I thought others would mention him, so I brought up Booker. Booker, many times during that tag match or tonight, said 26 years in the business, and at one point Cole just cut him off, like didn't even let him finish his thought.
Wow. Stevie.
Mine's kind of like Luke Birch's, but mine was when Sasha didn't pull out Alexa's trunks far enough. When she's pulling her back. I went lowbrow with it, but
he also said hitting her with her vag instead of her knees.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Did he say that?
Yes,
I missed that part.
No, Luke Birch did.
Luke Birch did.
Not
okay.
Stephen Cole.
Yeah, that wasn't on
or
TV.
Michael
There's
Cole.
no way. He'd be fired already.
Medine.
I'm actually going to remind you of one, Rob.
Yeah.
There was a moment where Roman telegraphed he's coming off the ropes, that power slam that Strowman does. And then the power slam itself looked so sloppy.
Yeah, he sold way too early. Went for
early.
the scoop too early. Yeah, no.
It was the one thing that stood out the whole night.
Yeah, that's a really good one there, Medine. Way to catch that. Bocce Balls, let's see here on the board. Let's go. Hitman says, Bocce Balls, Botcha Banks, her being in the title picture at all at this point. I disagree. For Luke Birch, Sasha hitting Alexa with her vag instead of her knee. Oh, yeah. Let's see here.
Perfect 11.
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect 11's Bocce Balls, Cass's entrance music. It sounded like the Terminator theme played over Walmart sound system. And he's right about that.
That's funny.
Noah retracted a message. I think we should just put him in timeout, assuming it was bad.
He was just trying to get a
John
trivia.
Estrada's with us.
Trying to get a trivia question.
Bomb Squad.
Hey.
Bomb Squad.
All right. Next one here. This is going to be our Blue Balls Award. This is your booking era of the night. Let's start with the Medine on this one. Blue Balls.
I would have to say no Finn or Drifter.
No Finn or Drifter.
No, either or would have been fine.
Okay.
But
or Goldust or Truth.
But no, hell no. No.
That's acceptable.
Just those two. One or the other. Didn't need both, but we didn't get either.
Yeah, Goldust and Truth, that can be a Raw rivalry. You don't have to bring that on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Okay, Stevie.
The obvious booking error was like not knowing what to do during the ambulance match and having Heath and Axel run out there.
Ambulance.
Kurt Hawkins run out there.
Yeah.
That wasn't right.
Stevie was mad the Gingers didn't get love.
Your Blue Balls, Adam.
My Blue Balls is going to be exactly what Steve said, the ignored match of Slater and Hawkins, whatever the fuck his name is.
Brian.
The handling of Enzo and Cass. I thought Enzo should have gotten a little bit more offense.
Bobby.
Stop calling me Bobby.
Bobbert.
He hates it.
I genuinely do not like that.
I like Bobbert.
Enzo.
Let's see. Bobby's done, so let's go to Golda.
For me, it's
motherfucker, stop it.
How do you feel about Bobbert?
Bobberino?
Robbie?
What about Bo Bear?
Bobby Bobberino?
Bo Bear.
Adam fucking knows that one. He should have already said something. Stop calling me Bobby.
I said you hate it.
I will respect. I hate Bob. I hate being called Bob, so I will respectfully not call
Brody
you that
Bob.
I can't stand people calling me Bob. Go ahead, Golda.
For me, it's the entirety of how they handled the entire Cruiserweight match. For first thing, they put it on the pre-show, and then they booked it so that there wasn't even like a real ending. It was like just inconsequential.
There was
like,
a commercial break in it, in a pay-per-view.
That's horrible.
My booking era, the match endings to me was this. I thought it was anticlimactic, but this might not really fit, but I had to get it in there. The fans, this should be a bocce. It's really for the fans.
Really?
Chanting holy well, they were good in some parts, but specifically chanting holy shit for the LED board when Braun was throwing through it with the Irish whip. He was Irish whip through the LED board, and that's what you holy shit for? Really? That's what got you going? Like that was so.
Well, because the other was taped.
I mean, it's fine. And just FYI, everybody, WWE, I have to tell you something. As a guy who works in production, I am not fooled by you. The little static that you did on that one LED panel, LEDs don't static like a television.
It's cool looking, though.
No.
They go black. LEDs just go black. They don't static. You're not sending a.
Yeah, no.
They didn't. If they would have hit the people actually doing the control boards, and it started doing okay, well then because you've got a connection issue and whatever. Stop being over the top stupid. I mean, really, come on. Anybody not do their blue balls? Everybody got that one out? Okay.
Everybody got it out. No more blue balls.
No more blue balls.
Just the board.
Luke Birch keeping the title on Lesnar. That's his blue balls award. Booking era 1 F5 does Joe win, says Goldman. Yeah, absolutely.
You should read Juan's.
Juan says blue balls. Adam on the show. It's Raw show.
Yeah, that's right.
I felt kind. Perfect 11 blue balls. Tozawa getting pinned by a kick. Neville should have hit his finisher. Agreed. And Bob will disagree with you, Perfect 11, and he'll just tell you that it's because it's his opinion. Adam Baum, shut your mouth, Juan. Let's see here.
Luke Birch says it's Texas, not the brightest bunch.
Well, Noah does live there.
So. Yeah, that explains a lot.
Points for that. Let's go for our biggest balls. Biggest balls of them all. The MVP award of the night. Your Rossumist, if you want to call it that. Let's let Mr. B.O.B., Mr. Bob, Robert, please go.
MVP of the night probably has to be Heyman. I mean, he sold his ass off tonight.
He was as effective as Titus.
He made what was happening to Brock seem so much more real and frightening for him than it really was. And the way that he looked at as he was walking Brock up the ramp at the end, looking back at the ring, it made me care more about the next match than I probably would have if I had not seen that.
I know it's your opinion. I just have to say, I just don't get it. Nope. I mean, if you meant his theater that he was doing with his emotional looks, that's fine. I'm not saying it was bad, but out of all that happened tonight, that was the number one. That was the MVP for you, Paul Heyman.
I mean, nothing else was. Nobody stole the show tonight. Nobody really brought anything special. It was, and maybe this is because I think going into this, I think out of all of us, I was the one that had the most hope for this pay-per-view, and I got exactly what you guys told me I was going to get, and I think it really diminished a lot. It probably would have gotten a higher grade if I had not gone in with, this is going to be a great match, and this is going to be a great match, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. Instead, I started paying attention to the minutia, and yeah, that's what's getting my MVP.
Okay, cool.
John Cena's on the board.
John
Cena, the champ is here.
John Cena.
He got the right thumbnail too.
For me, my biggest balls goes to Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble,
getting on TV, being Johnny on the spot with that crowbar that he had in the back of his truck that he uses to steal things.
Come on, baby. Woo! All right, Brian.
You know what? I'm going to give the biggest balls to Sasha and her double knees to Alexa. I thought that was a pretty ballsy move there.
That was slapping him on the concrete like that. Yeah, that hurt a little bit. My biggest balls. I
don't get to go.
Yeah,
I don't
you
get
do.
To go either. I'm on the Rossum show.
Can I not mix the order up every once in a while? Is that okay?
Right.
Can I
we
do
just
that?
want to make sure you didn't forget me.
I didn't
forget.
You know what? I am going to forget you. I'm going to go to Steve. My biggest balls. My MVP goes to Heath Slater. Fuck it. I give it to Heath Slater. He had a moment. He had a win at a pay-per-view
that no one saw
before the main event. There you go, Heath. Go ahead, Steve.
My biggest balls goes to Matt Hardy again. The high-risk maneuvers he did tonight and taking a big gash over his right eye.
All right.
Old man still got it.
Medine.
It's not a show if we don't agree. I'm with Steve.
All righty.
Biggest balls on the board is going to be anyone but Strowman. You're fucking crazy, says shit, man. Biggest balls.
Don't do John Cena's. No.
For Luke Birch is
I like John
the
Cena.
double turn. Biggest balls for Noah. Me meeting Bret Hart on Saturday and fuck Adam and Rob. I'm sorry, you suck at trivia.
Congratulations, Noah. That was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that is cool. I am envious. Let's see here. Biggest balls for John Cena.
Yeah, told you.
I like it.
I like it too. I do.
I don't know if we should read it.
My balls in Nikki Bella's mouth. That bitch sucks like a. Okay. The first part was funny. The second part went in detail. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay.
That's the family.
Shut up, Bob. All right. The final award is.
I really don't get to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't let him go.
No, don't.
Alexa fucking Bliss. I mean, she's the common factor whenever there is a great women's match at a pay-per-view. Yes, Sasha, I agree with you, Brian. She was awesome tonight, but Alexa is the common factor, and I got to give it to her.
Okay. You happy?
Give that man a goddamn coin.
I never give it to the women, and you were going to skip me.
Deserves a coin for that.
I never give the women any fucking love, and you were going to skip me.
He's an angry elf.
What?
That's you, Shorty.
No, that's you, Buck. Okay.
You disrespectful.
I think Brian's the only one taller than me.
All right, so you can be like Adam and just play sound effects all over the whole show.
Yeah, it's Adam's talking. Suck my balls WWE award. Suck my balls WWE award. I'm going to start this one. Then I'll go to Bob. Mine is going to be blown potential. I thought this pay-per-view had so much potential, and they did not live up to it. That is my opinion. Bob, go.
I mean, dude, I could not agree with that. I mean, I was going to say, wasted potential. That's exactly what it was. This pay-per-view had matches on it that should have been notable. You should have left this pay-per-view and been like, I don't know what SmackDown's going to do for Battleground. I don't know what we're going to do for SummerSlam. How do we outdo this pay-per-view? Because you had marquee shit on there. And instead, you came with just not enough. Yeah. And I found that unacceptable.
All right.
Yeah, wasted potential.
All right, so let's go Golda.
My Suck My Balls award goes to WWE for Creative.
Creative?
For not being creative at all in pretty much this entire show.
Okay. Brian?
Suck my balls, WWE, for the booking of Brock in the main event. I just not a fan. I think I've said my part.
It's just overdone. You're done.
I'm just sick of these short matches. Yeah. One or two moves. I mean, we've seen
holding the belt hostage.
Yeah, we've seen him do things. I just don't understand why they don't open it up a little bit.
That's a great point, Brian. Thank you. I really haven't considered the fact that I become so jaded, so just cumbersome by the fact that Brock's in a main event. So I'm going to get a 5-minute main event match.
Right, that's when you guys were saying before. It's like, oh, well, we got 8 minutes, so that's pretty good. I mean, no, it's not. 8-minute matches shouldn't be in the main event.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. NJPW's putting on 60-minute time limit draws for their top belt, and the best week gets 8 fucking minutes.
Big guys killing it.
Well, you can grunt at that all you want to, Bob, but I think the point that he's making there is that, whatever happened to the day of the marquee match that went 20, 25, 30 minutes on its own.
Finishes everywhere. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right, Brian. That's a great point. I wish I could give you like gold, but I'll give
frankincense
you
and myrwood.
Unfortunately, and to answer the question, unfortunately, we did it to ourselves. They had to cram in so much stuff during the Attitude Era that the matches got gradually shorter. And I mean, they had King of the Ring tournaments where not a single match went over 10 minutes. Like big tournaments.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be surprising to us. And yes, it's depressing. Broadways are a great thing, but they are a thing of the past. And yeah, I'm not a fan of spot wrestling. So
someone's calling, huh?
Oh yeah. Let's see if we can hear him.
Yeah.
Hey,
stars.
You're on Marked Out Wrestling. Who we got? And they're gone. Okay. Let's go. So Adam, you're Suck My Balls WWE.
I miss that family member.
Mine's gonna be very simple. One fucking F5.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Stevie.
Suck my balls, WWE, for not showing Heath Slater's win.
Yeah,
baby. He's got kids. His kids wanted to see him get a pinfall.
I mean, he needs that job.
At least on the split screen.
Medine.
Suck my balls, WWE, for having Roman stand tall once again.
Noah says, let's see here. Luke Birch, suck my balls, WWE, having Slater and Hawkins off screen. Noah says, Roman jumping out of the ambulance and spearing Strowman. If it ended like that, I would have fucking had the match. What the fuck? Hey, shut up, Noah. Cena, suck my balls, WWE, for making me a 17-time champ already. Fuck Jinder and Ric Flair. Them losers aren't as good as the Chain Gang leader. Suck my balls for Kwan is award goes to Dean Ambrose because suck his balls.
Juan wants to suck Dean's balls. I think he's envious of Renee.
Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the suck my balls. Suck my balls for Shitman is Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam.
For the fucking title.
For the fucking title. Okay. You tried to call one time. I said hello. You didn't answer. So either our phones are fucked up or yours or you're intentional. So I'm not answering. All right, there's our award segment, guys.
Perfect 11. Suck my balls, WWE, for having Enzo give up one of the best promos I've seen in a long time, and then just carelessly destroying him like he was worthless.
Excellent fucking point, Perfect 11.
Thank you, 11.
That's a great way to say it.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. All right, guys, real quick, let's get the plugs out. Anything from the pay-per-view we missed you guys want to jump onto real quick, throw it on the board. We'll talk about it. In the meantime, let's do our plugs here. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have our Rawsome show recapping Monday Night Raw, as we usually do with the Rawsome crew. Tuesday nights is going to be the Smartdown show, which you guys are you doing going home, or is it next week?
Next week is going home. I'm sure we'll get shit either way, but next week's going home.
All right, so we got Smartdown. Anything special for tomorrow or for Tuesday night?
I mean, the way they booked the last couple and 4th of July, we had the power outage, so there'll probably be a lot to discuss just to catch us back up. But I mean, I don't think anything is spectacularly going to happen. They'll probably just round out the card officially and give us all like what's his face says, Gold over here says they'll give us all the lazy predictability matches that we know are going to be named for Battleground anyway.
I definitely want to join you guys for a moment on that.
We might discuss AJ.
The Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. That's
right.
Yeah,
which I really, Bob and I will probably get into it a lot on the show. I really like that, they did something at a house show and kind of made some importance of it.
Save it for the show.
But why book it at the pay-per-view?
Save for your show.
Save for the show.
Also, I would like to have a conversation with you guys on Tuesday about the rap battle. I know we have some differences of opinion when it comes to that, so I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll probably do a little bit of catch-up from the show we missed.
Because the power's out. We're sorry about that, guys.
Since this is our plugs, thanks to Wookie for allowing me to join his show that night, because I wouldn't have had a podcast to do, and I was really psyched to do one, so I guest hosted with him.
The show is called it's On the Rope, or just The Ropes, and it was on Spreaker. I think you can catch it on his YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but Spreaker definitely for the Wookiee. The
iTunes,
Ropes.
I guess, too, then.
iTunes probably there. Yeah. Also, and Thursday we're going to do the takedown. I think, Brian, are you going to be? Everybody going to be in town?
I will.
Okay.
Yes, I will be here.
All right,
I will be here.
So we're going to talk some NXT.
We will. Yeah, we'll have we'll talk about Bobby and Roderick.
Yeah.
And his marginally attractive wife.
Yeah.
we already did that.
We've got.
I know, but
we've got some more catch up to do on.
We're going to have the heavy heavy machinery versus
the Lardy Boys.
So we'll talk about that.
I'm waiting for Heavy Machinery versus Lardy Boys.
We're going to talk a little bit more about the Mae Young Classic starting to gear up. And there's, from Rumor Mills, it's going to be a couple debuts on Wednesday. I will actually be at the taping in Full Sail on Wednesday. So,
Rob, are they doing any more like qualifying matches for the Mae Young like they did with Bianca Belair and Aaliyah?
I don't know.
Because everybody else seems to be kind of named, but that one,
there's got to be.
Yeah, that one was great, and we got a little like internet exclusive match for a qualifier. I kind of liked it,
and I put Bianca Belair as my dark horse pick for the tournament, because of that reason in itself is nobody else had to qualify. They brought a no-name unknown out of the back to do a qualifying match.
There was one other qualifier too. I don't remember who it was. Don't ask.
But was it a YouTube thing or was it just?
It should have been a YouTube, but it wasn't shown on TV.
But it wasn't given the hype this one was given.
Right.
So that's why I think that could be a situation.
Are you going to be here to do the show Thursday?
I'll be. No, I won't be here.
So it'd be me.
Brian and Stevie.
Brian and Stevie?
I can, I'm jack of all trades, man.
Yeah, there we go. Steve will be here. He'll help you out.
Okay.
So there you go. That's the week going down. Don't forget Sunday nights, 10 p.m. on the Bubba Army Radio, BubbaArmyRadio.com. We have the weekly squash, our exclusive show to that. Whenever we have power, we can do that. So let's go ahead and do now the anything on the board that we missed. I'm looking, and I don't see nothing in particular.
Hitman wanted to point out that he was happy to be live again this week, but he says that Rob and Steve, everything's looking better weekly, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're working hard on it. Stevie's busting.
But we don't need a female, do we? No, Noah said we needed a female.
Oh, and congratulations.
We have a female. She's
on Smart now.
She's MIA.
Hitman just got engaged, I think I saw on Facebook.
Yeah. Congrats, Hitman. Getting engaged. Why should you be happy?
I saw a lot of his the comments on there are like, about fucking time. So he must have been dragging his feet, but congratulations.
Yeah.
Pulled the trigger.
Good for you. One vagina for the rest of your life. Good choice.
Whatever, you made the same dumbass choice.
Well, yeah. Okay. No, I mean, yes, I did. I made that choice. Absolutely.
She's not listening. You're
all right.
good.
Let's do our smart mark takeaways. Our smart mark takeaways. Our final thoughts of the.
She doesn't have a job to listen at anymore.
Hey, stop it! Stop it! Now you're being a dick.
Oh.
Smart mark takeaways. Final thoughts of the night. Real quick, I do 2 on the board, and we'll do on the panel here. Hitman says. Oh, he did that one. You read that one. Thank you for that, Adam. I appreciate that for reading his final thought.
He gave you guys a shout. I wanted not for you guys to gloat. I wanted to read it for him.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. You're right. You're right.
He probably still likes my voice over yours.
Okay. I don't care. I give two fucks.
That's
really.
creepy.
You ever heard him read an email? That's creepy.
No, it says, hate me all you want. Say I'm stupid 16-year-old Texan, but I fucking love this pay-per-view. I had a great time watching wrestling, and I'm excited to see what happens with Braun. Look, I can see how somebody could enjoy this pay-per-view. I personally, I wasn't blown away by it. I was done, and I was like, okay.
There were high spots. There were low spots.
Right. Let's give Bob the honors on the first final thought of the panel.
For me, this is a major letdown. This is the first pay-per-view this year so far that I just came away from really disappointed in because of how much potential it had. Because the others I didn't expect much of. But this card seemed like such a home run, no-brainer, whatever. But we've got a lot of additional listeners tonight. I've been playing WWE Champions on my phone and have linked in with a really good group called the Kingslayers. They have 3 different faction teams, 2 of which are top 25 in the world. And I am not in either of the top 25 in the world teams. But no, a lot of international listeners that have really been excited to get this shout out tonight. So,
all right,
Kingslayers, look for Kingslayers 1, 2, or 3 on WWE Champions if you're looking for a new team.
All right, guys. Well, welcome. If you're listening out there, welcome to the show. We appreciate you guys listening in. We got Tegenakanagu Makakimaka on the board, so that
Japanese
happened.
guy. Welcome.
I think I'm just gonna go timeout on this guy. Well, I'm gonna block him.
I wonder if that's the way his keyboard's converting. Like he actually is trying to say something.
He's just trolling. He's trolling.
He's trolling.
He's a douchebag.
Most definitely.
Okay. Final thoughts for Golda. Go ahead.
I mean, for me, this is really, I think, the first time this year that the WWE really had a chance to really condense coal and really press it and really turn it into a diamond, and instead they turned it into shit.
Okay.
I don't have to explain anymore because I'm pretty sure you guys are all in the same boat.
That's
So
how coal works.
It's just a.
Isn't this what you press it and it turns into diamonds, right?
I thought it was blood diamonds.
Right, but it doesn't turn to shit.
No.
Well, this one did. Is
I'm
what
just
he's saying.
but it turned
I'm
into
fucking with
shit.
you. I get what you're saying. I'm just fucking with you. Go
Bill
ahead.
Nye, Bob Nye, the science
I was
guy.
about to say Bob Nye, the science guy. Brian, final thoughts, bud.
Well, I was disappointed, especially because I drove 7 hours just to watch this fucking show, and I mean, like I said, I mean, if you go into it with low expectations, you can't really be all that disappointed. So I'm not overly disappointed. However, I am fucking tired. And to cap it, I wish the main event would have gone about 6 minutes longer.
So your girlfriend's name is Tired?
Say what?
Adam?
She's not.
Adam? Final thoughts?
My final thought is I think the reason I gave it such a better grade than most of you guys is because I expected fucking shit. And I got at least some good matches. I hope I got some feud enders. I hope I got some feud builders. I won't know any of that detail till tomorrow night. But, I mean, I expected a great ball of fucking shit. And so that there was some sizzle and fire to it. I'm not as disappointed as the rest of you guys, but again, lowered expectations.
There you go, Stevie.
We've talked enough about this pay-per-view. So going to the next one, SummerSlam, they only got a little bit of time left. I want them to bring it tomorrow night on Raw. I mean, Stephanie, Triple H, something. I want some shock and awe shit. To give us some really good reasons to watch SummerSlam coming up.
Give him a fucking coin.
Yeah,
Finn.
The main course was shit. The dessert better
Shock
kick
and
ass. Madine, go ahead, bud.
God damn, man, we really do share a brain.
It's that stupid Packer mentality.
Well,
Go Pack,
again,
go.
it's just that tomorrow we're gonna start hearing about the build-up on the road to SummerSlam. But are they going to give us anything on that road other than detours and potholes and traffic? You know what I mean? It's just, I just feel like they're so lazy that when SummerSlam gets here, we might get some of the same matches we saw tonight and some of the same matches we saw last month at Extreme Rules. The last 2 pay-per-views have been disappointing, not just this one.
They should have named this one Roadblock.
Cock
Yeah.
block.
Right.
I
Cock
don't
block.
like it.
I mean,
Cock block.
I feel like Medine just
Great cocks of fire.
described the entire
Great
city of
cocks of
Charlotte with potholes and detours and construction.
That's a good point. I mean, it's very depressing to think that, yeah, SummerSlam could be just a mirror of this one and the last one. That's very disappointing. My final thought is that when we first found out that Joe was going to fight Brock, when he first found out, the word in this room, the phrase in this room was dream match. Everybody was saying, would you consider this a dream match? Is this a dream match? And overwhelming answer was yes, with exceptions, right? And so here we go. We get to this quote-unquote dream match, and it's more like a short day sweat nightmare, kind of just it was garbage.
It started out so good the way he attacked him right out the gate too.
Right.
And then it just went all downhill from there.
So I'm just, for me, I was really looking forward to this, to what could happen, what the possibilities were with Joe and Brock. And for a little bit, I thought this is not too bad. And then the ending it fucked it up for me. It completely, I cannot put it any more gently than it completely fucked up the whole thing for me, the way the Joe match ended. A single F5. Unbelievable. Just a goddamn shame is what it was. And the WWE and creative and the producers of the match and the coaches and
shame.
And the match agent, whoever the agent for that match was, everyone should be disappointed in themselves. Should be ashamed of the product they put in that main event. That was shameful to have two great talents that had so many people salivating and end it like it was a fucking Heath Slater match, right? Just garbage. Absolute garbage. So, all right, guys, so that's going to be our show for tonight. Again, don't forget tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw, and we'll go on about 11:15, 11:30. Depends on when Raw shuts down and when we get our last minute breath and production stuff in before the end of the night. Okay, I will try you one more goddamn time.
That's John Estrada.
Is it? Okay, who we got on the line now? Who is this? Anybody?
Hey, work this time. It's Estrada.
Hey, Estrada, what's up, Bob?
Bomb squad.
Bud.
Hey,
No, Bob's here.
Jump on this Brock Lesnar topic while we're still on it. I mean, it sucked that it was a squash. I didn't watch it because Adam fucking spoiled it for me. But anyways, what do you guys think is the end game for Lesnar at this point? Like, are all his matches just going to be squashes? Are they going to build up some superstar to finally beat him? Like, what do you guys think at this point?
Yeah, Roman, right?
No.
I mean,
No.
I don't want it. We don't want it
either.
But and you got also to echo to go with your point there, John. As far as Brock goes, it's been how many years now he's been doing this? Kind of these in and out fucking matches and taking the title away. 3 years now he's been kind of part-time, not part-time. Sorry, not sorry. And
that's because he's part-time?
I don't know. Are we going to get 5 more years of Brock Lesnar in this style? I mean, is this the immediate future and long game future for the company?
Was his last quality match the WrestleMania one against Roman when Seth cashed in? Was that his last quality match?
Was that quality, or was it
really
good because
quality,
Seth cashed in?
No, even before that, I thought it was a decent match.
I don't think Brock's been pinned since the MMA. I could be wrong.
Even then, I felt that match.
Taker pinned him.
Oh, no.
Seth Rollins got
No,
that
didn't
one.
Cena did in his first
Goldberg.
Yeah, Cena, yeah.
Cena in his first match back.
Yeah, but Cena also then got fucking squashed.
Estrada, what'd you say there?
Even the Rollins Mania match, I felt it was pretty stale until Rollins got that bit of offense where he bled. Or Roman, I'm sorry, Roman, not Rollins.
Right. I don't know. I look at it and I'm kind of depressed thinking about the fact that we could have 5 more years of Brock Lesnar being the main marquee for WWE. I think
Is that what his contract is? Is it 5 years?
No, I'm just giving a random number out there.
The contract expires in April, but most likely he's going to resign.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going back to the UFC.
Almost another year.
He's not wanted there.
All I'm saying is if you look, and I know Bob's going to might sigh here, but if you look at New Japan, Estrada, and everyone else, you look at New Japan, you look at Ring of Honor, there is a carousel of wonderful talent that comes in as the main guy in the main event situations. It feels like Brock Lesnar, more or less, is always the guy who's jumping in here on the biggest shows, and it's always this kind of shitty final match. I mean, I guess that, to me, that hurts the WWE.
There's a reason that they don't have a DVD set for him, because they could not possibly stretch his entire fucking career matches. Same with Goldberg, to fucking 3 DVDs.
They had to put Brock on a CD-ROM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Brock has 2 DVDs.
He was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
about
What I'm saying is they're only 1-disc ones where everybody else gets a 3-disc set that's had a career like him.
Hey, Strada, thanks, man. Thanks for calling us, bro.
All right, take it easy, guys.
All right, man.
Later, bud.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our reaction show. We're gonna get out of here. We're about hour 30 in. So again, tomorrow night, Monday Night Rawsome. Hopefully we get some kind of redemption from tonight.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. Fucking Steve said it. Shock and awe. Hey guys, like always, mark out like no one's watching.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit Electronic Media Collective